यस्यांतं न विदुस्सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः यस्यांतं न विदुस्सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः ओम श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः अथ पंचदशाध्यायः श्री भगवानुवाच So this chapter is called Purushottama Yoga, knowing the nature of Swarup of Purusha Uttama, Uttama Purusha. See, when you have first person, second person, third person, when it comes to yourself, is always called Uttama Purusha. The other person is called Prathama Purusha. First person, second, Prathama Purusha, then Anya Purusha, others. So Uttama Purusha. This Uttama Purusha's Swarupa is being revealed to you. But before revealing the Uttama Purusha's Swarupa, the teacher unfolds the nature of samsara. When we say samsara, what is samsara? Is the word samsara? Is your world, is your life samsara? What is this samsara? Samsara, simple translation in English, is some kind of a struggle. A struggle to stay at the same place. Then possible progress. The struggle. Samsara. Khecha tani, pull. Tug of war. This way, that way. There was one rishi called Khaga Bhushandi. The crow Swarupa he gave. He said he gave out a certain truth. Kali Yuga, how will it be? He said, Hogi Raja or Praja mein roj khecha tani. People will pull this side and that side. That's a very beautiful. The life is full of khecha tani. You pull, push, struggle. This seems to be our life. And this is compared to the Ashwatha tree. Ashwatha tree, we said Urdhva Moolam, Athashakam, not physically above. It is Urdhva Moolam that is more important, ultimate. Adhashakam, of lower priority, is the branches. The branches cannot survive without the Moolam. And each of these branches have sub-branches, shoots, and it goes on and goes on and goes on. And that's how our samsara is built up. Our life is built up. Last week we had an elaborate discussion as to how our life, the connections, keep growing. Somebody once said, I pulled a string and I realized the whole world is attached to it. The more roles you play, the more relationships. Okay? The more possessions you have, the more relationships. So remember, P-O-R-T. Always remember this, okay? Life is, what is samsara? P-O-R-T. What is P-O-R-T? P, possessions. Okay? Then, what is O? Obligations. So you buy something, you have to maintain a maintenance contract, annual maintenance contract, okay? Relationships. R stands for relationships. T stands for transactions. P-O-R-T is your samsara. In your relationship, someone just, let's say, celebrated Sashti of the Purti. They invited you. You did not go. Is it okay? You have to call up and say why you did not come. And the reason has to be plausible. They have to be accepted. Okay. And if you attended the older brother's Sashti of the Purti and did not attend the younger brother's Sashti of the Purti, it becomes a diplomatic row. And if you don't attend your Sambandhi Sashti of the Purti and things like that, even bigger row. Okay. So there are transactions. You have to have a plausible explanation. Then you have to go to their house one day and ask how was the function and give some gift in return. Or you have to compare. Once upon a time, people used to give 5 rupees, 10 rupees gift. Now 5 rupees, 10 rupees when envelope is not available. So you have to go look at a bigger gift. You have to compare and see if in your function what they gave. So look at the transaction. This is called port. Port is called samsara. And this samsara is compared to a tree, which we saw in detail last week. Now let's see what Krishna has to say further. Okay? The meter changes here. Okay, the meter is called Anushtup Chanda meter. Sorry, from Anushtup Chanda it has become Trishtup Chanda meter. The meter, when the meter changes, the chanting tune also changes. So what we previously said, no? We simply said Atman Neva Atmata Sushtaha, like that. Now the tune changes. Okay, what was the previous last one we read? Let's quickly read through the last one. Adashchordvam prasrita tasya shakha guna prabrta vishaya pravalaha adascha mulani nusantatani karmanubandhini manushya loke. So this samsara binds you, karma binds you. Possessions means obligation. You have to maintain it. Relationships mean transactions. Karma bandite bandita hai. They tag you. Look at the relationship. Somebody greeted you for birthday, you have to greet back. Somebody sent you New Year greetings, you have to greet back. At least you have to say one line. Otherwise, next year they will call and say, I wanted to greet you but did not greet you because last year you did not return my greeting. So, karma anu, they karma anu bandhini manushya loke. And they are all stretched below, from the root they all come. Now, how does the samsara root come? That's what we have to try and understand in the next few verses. Okay, how did the samsara root come? How did PORT come in the first place? Where did it begin? When did the first proposition start? No answer. When did the first relationship start? No answer. So that's what Krishna tries to explain in verse number 3 and 4. Narupamasyeha tatopalabhyate. Narupamasyeha tatopalabhyate. Nanto na chardhina cha sampratishtha. Nanto na chardirna cha sampratishtha. Narupamasyeha tatopalabhyate. Nanto na chadhirna cha sampratishtha. Ashwattamenam suvirudhamulam. Ashwattamenam suvirudhamulam. Asanga shastrena dridena chitva. Ashwattamenam suvirudhamulam. Asanga shastrena dridena chitva. A whole verse, let's read. Narupamasyeha tatopalabhyate. Nanto na chadirna sampratishtha na cha sampratishtha. Ashwattamenam suvirudhamulam. Asanga shastrena dridena chitva. Okay. Na rupam, okay, asya iha upalabhyate. You cannot understand the whole rupam at all. It's not available. Well, simple Sanskrit, if you know how to do the vichhed, it's not very difficult at all. So, asya rupam iha here, tatha as such, na upalabhyate. Why does he use the word as such? Why didn't he simply say the rupam is not available? That means the rupam has to be in insightfully understood. It is not available, it is not obvious. It is to be understood. Because the more you inquire into it, it's like a mirage. It's not available for inquiry. Port obligation. Which came first? What is this possession? Yeah, possession, obligation. Which came first? Obligation or possession? There's some obligation, therefore you bought. That again gave a possession. If you inquire, why did you buy in the first place? Why couldn't you have more managed with something else? It is not here readily available for analysis. How did some relationships start? Some started long ago, disappeared. We don't even know where those people are gone. There were times we swore, lifelong friendship. Pata nahi kahan gaye wo. Some started 2 years ago, but they seem they have lasted over Janmas. So, where did it start? How did it start? You can say, there's a beautiful song I heard. Lovely song. Some relationship. Beautiful song of love relationships. It's sung in Pahadi style, means it's sung in the mountains region, hilly regions. People sing it in a language, okay? They say, what do you call? Janam Janam, Thyar Myar, Sat Sat. Really beautiful. Janam Janam, for Janmas after Janmas, your and mine association has always been there. Sat Sat. That's why many of the relationships are fructified today, are manifest today. Some relationships has supposedly ended. Who don't know when they will surface again, in what form. So, na rupam asya, the rupam asya as such, iha na upalabhyate, it is not available. The rupam is not available. The total is not available. Na adi. When does it begin? Na adi, not available. When did it start? When did the first creation start? Time itself is in creation. When you say when did the first creation start, what will you answer? So, na adi. Okay. Then, nacha sampratishta. Not the middle, not the present. What is going on now, that is also not available for inquiry. You don't know the beginning. You don't know what is going on, because even as you are inquiring, it is gone. See, I say something at 5:55, even before I finish, it is 5:56. The word I've said is gone. The moment I've said is gone. The pixel which captured mine is gone. So, there is nothing substantial available in the present. Nacha anta. Then will the tree end? No idea. It goes on, and samsara goes on and on and on and on. What happens during Paralaya? Everything ends. Everything as though ends. They go into a seed. They will issue forth all over again. All the prarabdhas, and there will be total sanchita karma. It will go into a seed. Then patak, all it'll sprout. And all sanchita karma will produce various jivas and jiva rashis, and it will start all over again. So there is no beginning as such, there is no end as such, there is no middle as such. Going is gone. Is going gone? Gone going is whichever way. There is no pratishtha. Means you cannot hold on to say something and say this is it. That's your life. That's my life. That is not some. That is samsara. Why did you choose to study? What did you study? What you have studied? Why did you choose the profession? What you are doing right now? Why you are doing what you are doing right now? So satisfied. What satisfaction? What satisfaction have you got? You know? So, na adi, na cha sampratishtha. However, This samsara can be ended. Samsara can be ended in as much as the samsara's hold on you, the struggle of samsara can be ended. You can end the samsara. Himsa end the hold of samsara. So before you understand what is this hold of the samsara, you have to understand something. How does the samsara hold you? The samsara holds you by preoccupation of your mano, buddhi, ahankara. This have to do, that has to do. I have not done this. If I have not done this, it's not, I have not done my duty properly. I wonder why these duties I have to do. No reflection, okay? No reflection. Like for instance, there are people whose children are abroad and they have to travel once in 6 months, once in a year. They have to travel and go stay there. Now, this family I know who travel once in a year. They travel first, they travel in January, come back in July, again travel in January, come back in July. 6 months they are away from India. They live in a sprawling 4-bedroom house. Maintenance, you have to pay, no? You have to pay maintenance. Then you have to ensure that somebody opens the door, cleans it properly, and puts it back, puts things back, and doesn't take away things. Some areas have to be locked. Some areas. What is this here in USA? Are you thinking of USA with your grandchildren? You are thinking of your sprawling apartment in Chennai. Chennai or any other place. Now you have come back to Chennai. Are you comfortable here? Now you are thinking about how the family there is struggling, how you were needed there, and things like that. So much of love. Okay, this person who real life case, okay, they have a big golden retriever dog. They spend so much money on the dog, which I don't spend on my food. So much money on the dog, and there's a fellow who takes the dog for a walk, and gym trainer for the dog goes to the gym, well maintained, and it responds to name. And the relationship between the owner and the pet is amazing. But for going in January, this person has to start planning in December to see that an appropriate place is finalized for the pet who will take care of the pet for the next 6 months, pay them, ensure that nutrition is there, and to ensure that the dog is taken care of. We won't call it as a dog. The pet is taken care of. All this. What is all this? Is the person happy from inside doing? There he is worried about here. Here he is worried about there. He has a car which has to be started. Otherwise the battery will go down. The car has to be started. The car has to be cleaned, dusted also. And you're not sure whether this fan will come and dust your car every day. So many things. The more possessions you have, the more obligations. You have sophisticated equipment at home. You have to have a service engineer coming down. He says, sir, monthly once we have to maintain, sir. The more possessions, the more obligations. The more relationships, the more transactions. Relationships can be rakta, by rakta, can also be by duties, memberships, and things like that. This person, next year, is standing for an election in his club or something. He is going to be district governor. The elections are in January. That's why he has to come back here in July, so that 6 months he can do publicity and canvassing so that he is elected. The moment he is elected, he will go back again. So there's one group campaigning. Says, what's the point in electing him as district governor? The moment he is elected, he will go away. So look at the pressures, pull and pressure, all from real life. This samsara, P-O-R-T, samsara. And PORT follows by one more thing. And what does PORT make your life? MBBS. Miserable, boring, burdensome struggle, samsara. How do you try to get up? Clasp. Clasping on. What is that clasp? Claim a certain ownership and special prayers, special efforts. So these three things constitute your samsara. Port, clasp, and the result is MBBS. This is your samsara. Can the samsara be ended? He says yes. Because if it were not ended, then what is the point in reading all this? If there is an end, that's why we read, that's why we study, that's why Krishna takes time to explain it to you. Krishna will come and explain a little later what else is needed. First level, what is needed? It says Asanga Shastram. How do you fell a tree? With an axe. In one of the earlier chapters, we would have said Asina. Okay, Asina means axe. Jnana Asina. You have to fell it by the axe of knowledge. Here he says Asanga Shastra. What is the weapon? Jnana Asina. What is the knowledge? Actually, samsara is not real. What is real? Moolam is real. The root is real. Everything else based on the root is mithya. Unreal means you cannot dismiss it, okay? You cannot dismiss it. Can you dismiss your membership? Can you dismiss your four bedroom flat? Hey, right? The fellow pays 30,000 rupees a month maintenance. And some people don't even earn so much. And seeing the quality of the flat, the maid servant says 12,000. And I alone won't do. My sister will also come. You have to pay something for her also. So you need two people. Huge flat, no? Small drop of water somewhere, leakage, seepage, worried. In winter, in monsoon, it will start leaking. Sitting in USA, you will be worried. I don't know what is leaking. So how do you? It's all empirical reality. It is not. You cannot dismiss it. They have got a status called mithya. What is the meaning of mithya? Mithya means that which is not permanent, that which depends upon something else for its existence. Now, your house is mithya. So what is Satyam? How does the house, on what does the house depend for its existence in you? My desire for a house of my own. Yeah, why not have just a rented property? No, sir, rented property means every 11 months they will ask me to vacate. When I really don't want to go, they will say vacate, I want it, my grandfather is coming. So something of my own. Okay. Now look at this modern apartment. Any of these modern. What do you own? Ceiling. Your ceiling is the floor of another fellow. Your floor is the ceiling of another fellow. Do you own the walls? One of my walls I share with another neighbor. What is it that you own? Some space. This is called mithya. There is nothing substantial that you own. The ownership is here and is in a piece of paper. What is it that you really own? Mithya. But you cannot dismiss it. Nothing is mine. You can't walk out. You can't just leave the door open and walk out. So there is an empirical reality. There is a transactional reality. Empirical is equal to a transactional reality, which is based on your moola, on the root. And on the roots itself, so many things have grown. What is the what is the foundation on which the whole thing has grown? Okay, revision. What is the foundation on which the samsara has grown? I am a conscious being. I am reflected in this body mind sense complex. I am a conscious being, okay, who does not need any validation for its existence. I am, that is my Swarupa, and I see myself reflected this Pratibimba, and I have taken the Pratibimba to be me. Having taken the Pratibimba to be, am I satisfied? Look at your image, okay, in a mahogany framed Belgian glass mirror. Okay, does it change your perception of yourself? I wish my nose were a little different. I have a nose which is as though broken here. I wish it was like this. All of us have some design. My personal design. My nose shape, it comes and breaks here. So I would like it this way. A Gregory Peck nose. Somebody has a nose properly shaped. They want it shaped even better. The nose is okay, but the ears are like this. Elephant ear. This is, I want it pinned back. Somebody has a beauty little double chin. Cheek and jowl have to live together. So you don't want all of that. So what you look at the mirror, what you look at the Pratibimba does not satisfy you. That is the Moola Karanam for non-acceptance of oneself as one is the Moola Karanam for samsara. And on that samsara Moola Karanam has shot into a huge tree. So what's happened? I am physically not okay. I am emotionally not okay. I am intellectually not okay. Physiologically not okay. Financially never okay. As I grow older, whenever I speak, the spouse comes and tells me, why don't you keep shut? You always talk silly things. When I was young, my mother used to say, why you used to unnecessarily speak? All the time you're talking silly stuff. Now my spouse says. A little later, the children will say. Then the grandchild will also say. When I crack jokes, the grandchild will come and tell me, Tata, please don't crack all these sick jokes. My friends don't like it. Huh? So you're always found wanting. And how do you want to get over this wanting insignificant self? Add on something, delete something, edit something. Huh? This is how your life is, no? Add, modify, delete. After you add, modify, delete, what happens? Yeah, the earlier editing seemed better, but that cannot be brought back. The earlier modification was okay. Having come here, you want to be in A now. You go back to A, you miss B. A and B gone, this fellow goes to Iceland. In Iceland, he is missing something else. He says, now, what a country. But I have nobody who can speak my language. I have nobody to do Margari Masa Bhajan. Margari Masa Bhajan. Something or other you miss. This insignificant person, dissatisfied person, is the Moola Karanam for this Ashwatha tree. And how do you destroy this Moolam? Asanga Shastra, Jnana Asina. In Viveka, you have to know, will come also later. Your Viveka should tell you there's only a Pratibimba. It's only a Pratibimba, not me. So once you have Asanga from the Pratibimba, what happened to the problems of the Pratibimba? Felled. I've detached myself from the Pratibimba. So what happens? Hey, I'm okay as I am. The Pratibimba's problem is not going to be my problem. This is how Krishna explains it. Sorry. This is how Krishna explains the problem. But is it so easy? He says, Jnana asina, it came earlier. Asanga shastrena, dridena, with a certain firmness, that is, Viveka Vairagya should be in place. Asanga shastrena, dridena, only then you can cut the samsara tree. Only then you can destroy samsara. So attachment has to be properly understood. Asanga means attach, detachment. Sanga means attachment. Asanga means detachment. We have to understand this carefully. See, if you, uh, if- I don't know when was it. See, what happens is something called, there's one software available, ChatGPT. Log in, have an account, a free account. You log in there. What is Atma Vidya? Fantastic, something comes. Fantastic. What is Ajnana? What is Samsara? Try after the session. It will all come. Then why do you need my lecture? Why can't you work on ChatGPT? Because after reading ChatGPT, your samsara will increase. Quite simply, you won't understand a word of what is written. Because what has to be understood has to be understood. What has to be revealed has to be revealed first. Remember, when we are doing jnana yoga, there are two levels. First level is called Shravana Rupa Nithidhyasanam. You have to listen. And listening can be done only in the company of a competent sampradaya with acharya. Sampradaya, W-I-T-H. Okay, sampradaya with one who knows how to unfold. He is called a sampradaya with acharya. Unless you have a sampradaya with acharya, dal nahi galegi. You have to have a sampradaya with acharya. And with that sampradaya with acharya, you should pester him all the time. Pester. Whenever you call the acharya, there should be one question. When is my class starting? One of our students is like that. Whenever the person calls, how are you? Ah, fine. Next question, when is our session starting? I said, Monday session. No, Monday session is not enough. I want every day. Oh my God. Commitment. Drida. Drida. I want every day. For how long? For a whole day if possible. Drida. Dridena. And unless you repeatedly do Shravanam, in Shravanam you have the company of the Guru, and in Nidhityasanam you do the same Atma Vichara without the Guru. My Guru attained Samadhi last year, 2024 December. My Guru is not physically available to me, but his knowledge is available to me. Now I do Nididhyasana, Guru Rahita Nididhyasanam. Chat GPT can give you a lot of information. You can possibly download and give an after dinner talk for 20 minutes where you won't understand, people won't understand, everybody will clap, they will give you a memento, you can come back home. And you can put this is a memento for my 20-minute talk on the Bhagavad Gita. You can collect another samsara, you have to maintain it now. But one sincere student will come and ask you, sir, 20 minutes you said, can you repeat to me for 20 minutes? Even I said something here, even I don't remember what I said. All academic, blown away. Such shallow foundation that it will not make an iota of change to your life. You will become a scholar. There's a beautiful story. There was a island in which it was inhabited by tribals, and the tribals laid careful net so that whoever come in will be trapped in the net. So the people who went to colonize the island first send parrots so that the parrots will see the net and come back and tell them. So all the parrots were in the net, and when these colonizers reached there, all the parrots stuck in the net We are telling, beware of the net. Beware of the net. That's how your life, our life will be using this artificial intelligence. It has its uses, but please don't bring it anywhere near Vedanta Shastra. You want information, you can. It says, I will give you comparative study of various things. क्या बात? You need an acharya, a living acharya, a live acharya, competent acharya who has grown up, who has learnt from a teacher, sampradaya with, and who knows how to unfold. And he will unfold as the knowledge as you are that tat tvam asi. You will become is not there. You already are that man. You are, you where you are, and you will always be Mukta Purusha. And that Mukta Purusha is Uttama Purusha. He will repeatedly tell you. And he will tell you for reaching that stage, you have to prepare yourself. Repeatedly, this will be the subject. Jnanam alone is the solution. And for Jnanam, Jnana Yogyata is necessary. This is repeatedly. And what is Jnana Yogyata? Karma Yoga, Upasana, Dhyana. Nothing else will be there. Repeatedly, we will come into it. What do you have to know? You have to know Jiva Swarupa. You have to know Ishvara Swarupa. You have to know Jagat Swarupa. You have to know Bandha Swarupa. You have to know Moksha Swarupa. And you have to know Sadhana. If you know these 6 things, you are free. How do I know? Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. 9 things. And for study, what do I have to do? Vairagya Viveka. 11 items. Come for 11 days, I will unfold the whole thing. That's how my teacher told me. I am not telling. My teacher told me. 11 days you spend with me. I will unfold the whole thing with you. I spent 11 days exclusively with Swami. Only me and Swami, nobody else. Just 11 days. This is the beauty of the teaching. So, asanga shastrena dridena. So what is this detachment? Detachment does not mean indifference. I have a grandchild. I have a child. I have people who like and people who are terribly fond of me. Okay. Now, am I indifferent towards them? Is there no affection? There is a lot of affection. There is a lot of affection. But sometimes this affection becomes ati sneha. Sneha, fine. Ati sneha. When it becomes ati sneha, you will not let the person go away from you. There are people like that also. All are ati sneha. Unless ati sneha is managed properly, it's a bandham. It's not moksha. So ati sneha. And what are you attached to? Make a list of all the possessions to which you have ati sneha, house, car, your degree certificates. You got a degree certificate when you are 17. Nobody even looks at it. But you are attached to it. Degree certificate, how can you throw away? Your birthday, you have to be greeted on your birthday. Like a child says, Sir, aaj mera birthday hai, birthday. And that birthday continues even today. Birthday, wedding day. So many birthdays. If you have 12 children, imagine the number of birthdays and wedding days you have to remember. My grandfather had 12 children. A phenomenal memory. But I don't think he remembered anybody's birthday. You have to go fall at his feet and say, birthday, he put some akshada and give you 1 rupee. You always use 1 rupee. 1 rupee. So, obligations. Which can you give up? Can you detach yourself? So your relationships, your property, all your possessions, property, car, pen, everything, pens, notebooks, books, all these are possessions. Can you give them up? Can you detach yourself from them? So the teacher says you need drida because it is not easy. Don't take it lightly. Don't take it lightly. For this detachment, giving up purposes, we have this pilgrimage to Kashi. So you will go to Kashi, you have to decide that hereafter I am detached from this, I will not use it. And there are some jokers waiting there who will tell you, what do you detach which you otherwise don't like? For example, he asked me, sir, what do you do? What don't you like? I said, I don't like Bengal. He'll say, give up Bengal. Anyway, I don't like it. Give up Bengal. Give us this plant. Give up that plant. Even dogs won't eat that plant. They will say, give that up. This is just fooling around with yourself, cheating yourself. Detachment is to be through jnana asina. What do? How do you give up? You are not indifferent to it. There is a certain insightful understanding. If there are possessions, what is the insightful understanding? It does not belong to me. It has been gifted to me for use and care. Your whole attitude will change. This house belongs to me. Hey, what if the person conks off today evening? Belongs to whom? Thereafter the grandchildren will fight. Belongs to me. Father gave it to me. There are proper 100 years they are still fighting. Some families are fighting. The son was in bedridden for 20 years. He still won't give. The fellow could move. But he said, no, I will not give. So look at this. So I changed my attitude. I said, yeah, this is not mine. It's been gifted to me. Possessions. My knowledge, not mine. Gifted. Yeah, all the Vedanta, is gifted to me by my Swamis. Without my Swamis, this knowledge would have not come at all. It's only the Swami's blessing, the teacher's blessing, that it takes me into certain lines of thinking and how they thought. Perhaps I drew here and there and added on something. Knowledge, not mine, but gifted to me. Body, not mine, definitely not mine, gifted to you. My relationships, gifted to me. They're all gifted to me. Janam, Jadam, Pyar, Myar, Sat, Sat. Gifted to me from Janma, Janma. So how do I do it? I take good care of it, but I don't claim ownership. What happens when you claim ownership? When you claim ownership, you demand that the opposite party must behave in this manner. And if they don't behave, it hurts. And perhaps we may transgress into the other person's privacy also. And that person says, this fellow is dominating my life. He wants to dominate me. He doesn't let me grow. She doesn't let me grow. Constantly sitting on judgment. If you are detached, my stupid laughter will sound so beautiful. But if you are too attached, you will say, why does he have to laugh like that? Chuckling and howling. Why can't he laugh properly? You look at how you want somebody to behave. Therefore, I will see in detachment much more in detail in our coming weeks. There are so many things coming. Okay, detachment is to be seen intelligently by use of one particular line. When it comes to detachment in relationships, we'll come to detachment about things later. Detachment in relationships. Let the other person be. Okay. Swamiji says, I love you. He says, add one more line. I allow you. Allow you means what? To be yourself. I want to enjoy you growing. See, have you seen? You should see this kite fly. Release the string. The higher it goes, the more beautiful it flies. But what is the connection? Just the string. You love the kite, so you hold on to the kite, or would you like to see it fly? The maturity to be let the other person be, that detaches you, because you have allowed the other person to be free. If your expectations are met, fine. If they are not met, fine. Because the other person is free to meet your expectations. This way. Three things. I am free to expect. Okay. I'm so fond of so many people. I expect something from them. I am free to expect. Add one more. I am free enough not to expect. That gives the other person the freedom, and the person says, I will ensure that I meet all your expectations. Because my communication is, I want you to do this. My communication is, I would like you to do this, but you are free enough not to do this also. It doesn't make it. I mean, I still love you as much. I am so as fond of you as much. What happens? The other person says, oh my God, I've never experienced something like this in my whole Kalpa Janma. So I am committed myself to meet your expectations. What has happened? Detachment from either side. Clinging attachment. That's what clasp I told you. Clasp. I want to hold on to you so that you please me. That is not there. We will see more of detachment in our coming session. Chapter 15, though a very small one, is a very, very powerful chapter. We will see in our next lesson. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्वा अमृतंगमय ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय सब संतों की जय We have begun the new year. The new year significance is it mentally gives you as though you are beginning afresh. The dates are just the same. It gives you as though there is a new year, as though something begin. In this new year, there's only two things you have to commit yourself to. As students of Vedanta, you have to commit yourself to two things. Moksha is my ultimate goal. And all my activities are aligned to prepare myself for moksha. Just these two lines, write it down. Moksha is my ultimate goal. I don't even know what it is, but all my activities, whatever I do, are aligned to that goal, which should be revealed to me by Guru Sishya Parampara. That's how it is. Om Namah Shivaya. We'll meet again.
Thank you, sir.
Om.
Thank you so much.